Hello, 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 everyone. We are back today with finally, finally, ending A of NieR Replicant. I forgot I have to do something real quick, so bear with me. Um, and then at 1 p.m. we're going to be switching over some team fight tactics with Matt, aka Dr. Shrew. He claims that he's going to carry me up that duo's ladder, but I mean, we all know who the real carry is, and that is most definitely me. I forgot to upload my video from 2 days ago or export it over to YouTube, so that's what I'm doing right now. Shouldn't take me too much longer. Make it public. There we go. Perfect. Oh, well, shoot, hold on. I really should have done all of this as I was prepping for today, but I forgot. My bad. Oh, that's already... Okay. We are golden. Alright. So, full disclosure. I did already finish the magical orb quest and the treasure map quest because I kind of just wanted those done. Oh, I'm so sorry about that glare. Holy crap. There we go. That fixes that. And each of those got us a weapon. But here we go. Final stretch for ending A.
Such an ominous sight, and yet I find it strangely nostalgic.
You probably should, Vice, since you know this is where we
Vice and I
found you.
first met.
You cannot
First
turn
fought
back
together.
from this point. Continue? Yes.
And now the path is open.
Bum, bum, bum. Out of my way, Kaine. You're stopping me from moving. Two-handed sword, the Phoenix sword. Hello.
To whom does the true voice speak?
To whom does the
To
true voice speak?
whom does the true form show itself? You must answer.
It can talk!
I ask, why did humans disappear from the world?
The hell is this?
I believe this is some manner of password.
Why did the humans disappear from the world?
Password?
Yes. The correct answer should grant us access to the castle. I feel confident I have heard this somewhere before.
To whom does the true voice speak? To whom does the true form show itself? I ask, why did humans disappear from the world? You must answer.
Because their lives are short or because of a black disease?
I answer, because their lives are short.
I think that was the wrong answer. Yep.
Blast.
You did make an error, Vice. How could you?
To whom I ask, why did you
Because of a black
I
disease.
answer because of a black disease.
I ask, how can humans extend their lives?
Oh no. By separating body from soul.
I answer by separating body from soul.
I ask, what is the destination of souls?
They are placed in the
I
corresponding
answer
shells.
they are placed in their corresponding shells.
Very well. You are acknowledged as master.
Damn right I'm acknowledged as master.
You may enter.
I may enter.
Well then, it seems the way is open.
Dope. Devila and Popola.
It's the twins from your village.
Popola? Devila? What are you doing here?
And their robes are black.
Hey, any chance you'll just go back to the village? This is a very dangerous place. Even if you can find Yona here, you probably can't get her out.
Watch me.
How did you get here?
Shh. We're asking the questions right now.
They're right. Let's go back to the village. No. We're here to rescue Yona.
We're here to rescue Yona.
No dice, huh? Well, I guess we don't have a choice then. No, I suppose not. How sad.
Fight us.
We didn't want to fight you. We really didn't want to.
Then why are you fighting us?
Devila! What's happening?
Sorry, but this fate was predetermined. Still, we spoke to truth. We really wanted to avoid this if possible. We were hoping to put it off for 100 years or so. Until the next generation came along.
Oh, I guess I could be using my magic.
Are they shades?
I don't think so. It's a lie! I don't believe it!
Oh god.
We never thought you'd grow to be this powerful.
This is mad. Why do you block our path?
You have no cause to speak so with us, Grimoire Vice. You are a traitor.
What now? They copied my powers.
Ah, shit on a shingle. They can use the sealed verses.
Of course we can. The power came from us in the first place. You were simply loaned a small portion of it.
Vice! Are you alright?
Devila! Popola! Why are you guys doing this? Why are you siding with the Shades?
I should probably use a defense capsule. Or a spirit capsule, actually. Let's do that. shit out of me with this fist. God damn it. There we go. Phase 1 done.
Why?
The answer to every riddle lies within the heart of the Shadow Lord.
Shadow Lord. So you've been on his side this whole time?
You must search for that answer yourself. You've got to face your own truth now. Please, enter the Shadow Lord's castle.
Obtain Shadow Lord's castle map.
Devila and Popola are fighting us.
Yes, they do seem to be putting us through a great deal of...
You okay, Vice?
How odd. For long years, my mind and tongue have been my greatest assets. But now the latter seems to be... Hell,
Vice?
do not look at me like that. I am Grimoire Weiss. I am perfectly...
I think I hear a waltz.
Do you now? I think I hear a waltz too. Bum, 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 ba, da, 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 da.
It certainly is a grand affair.
Bunch of dancing bastards.
They're all set.
Wait,
Eight.
that hurt. You hurt me, you son of a bitch.
I think we're locked in!
It's not like I was planning to leave.
Yeah, it's a bit late for that.
Let's execute. Oh, XP rate plus 30? that fucking roll attack. And not being able to see it coming. Recovery potions are good though, since I'm kind of blowing through all of my other healing stuff. Jesus.
Damn it! It won't stop coming!
What'd you think was gonna happen? You're walking into the middle of the frickin' Shadow Lord's goddamn castle.
Twice!
Oh, right. Protect the hussy, yes? Good plan. Let's go.
Protect Kaine for us!
Stupid door. Come on. Oh, come on.
Kaine! Hurry!
It's not open yet?
Do I look like a goddamn locksmith to you?
No, you idiot. What are you doing?
Lock doesn't want to open? Fine. I'll just break it down.
Stop, you impatient fool.
Goddamn no good bullshit bastard! Open the fuck up already! Ugh!
Good job, Kaine.
Got it.
Kaine, look out!
A wall of the little baby shades? It's a wall of baby heartless.
Are they laughing?
These things are freaking me out! Kaine! What's wrong?
We need to help Kaine!
Oh, I should probably edit the 30% XP on this one too.
We need to help Kaine!
Yeah, look, we gotta take care of other stuff first. Oh.
You okay?
Yeah. Well, we got problems.
Alright, Big Mama. Not the Metal
We
Gear
don't
Big
need
Mama.
forgiveness, asshole.
Kaine?
How should I know?
Kaine, are you alright?
I'm fine. Let's just kill some shit and move on, alright?
No, you're talking to someone. Kaine, who are you talking to? We have to know these things.
Damn it! How can something so big be so fast?
dear.
And now there's an armored one? Come on. I stood right in front of that one. I deserved that. I got greedy.
Can we even hurt this thing?
That fog. Oh no!
We can't stop now. Damn it.
Stay focused, Kaine. Don't fall victim to such distractions.
Come on! We have to keep going!
Let's go.
Oh, that's the wrong way.
This way. Move.
Whoops. Sitting there trying the old door. Ooh, we got the Dragoon Lance.
Up here!
So we can be a real floor tank? Yep. Ah, yes, here it comes.
Deal with this thing.
Please, hurry!
Neil, I am doing the best I freaking can. Keep kicking that door, Kaine.
Damn it, I can't get it open.
Attack in... Coming!
The entrance is locked too!
It seems we are in a bit of a predicament.
Here we go. The people of the mask. They are here to help.
傘程度と地いるとって
All
出槌汗ようり一旦おきっとだあらペルアと試練地無責音イラコク
かついて
What are you doing here?
サルリとシータとカイザムとキロだろ
You are correct.
いや
Do we have a
あな
common
た
enemy?
三世隊
フルアリ
We'll hold this one off. Please keep moving.
感化失禁で
I got poisoned by this. Whoops.
あらペルアと
ロンダでケリゴイタニ
アフィアトサチチサタと
Oops.
エルタカイザムチと
That's it! Get out!
えタッカール奇跡をあ
Hey! Stop! Let me go! Stop it! Damn it! King, no!
ギ後で
We'll meet again, you and I, once all this is over.
アゴ
Until then,
No! Open the door! You can't fight that thing on your own!
ゆくく
you have to keep going. Defeat the Shadow Lord and get your sister back.
来ると
You must once again know the joy of having one you love by your side.
勝て
Now then,
ケタルイト
say, how many rules are there about what to shout before dying in battle? 88, my liege. Amazing, how do you remember all these things? Do not despair, my liege. We are with you. I know.
なんだ
Let's try this
荒
again.
立てウラーヌ
By the honor of the mask.
チ
For the honor of our king. For the honor of our queen.
Open the damn door!
Good job, Kaine.
Knock
Snap
it
us
off
out of it.
already. Let's go.
Kaine.
He's fighting for you. And for Fira. Don't let him die for nothing.
But what if I want to let him die for nothing?
My friend.
My god, some of these have way better attack than what I've been using. Let's adjust its words real quick. There was an attack power. Plus 20. And then XP. And actually, do we have better swords? Something with higher than 300 Phoenix Sword. Okay, so Phoenix Sword. And Iron Pipe. Phoenix Dagger. Okay, so the Phoenix stuff is really good. But for the Phoenix Sword, let's do Guard Break instead of Attack Power. Or Armor Break. Okay.
Devila, Popola.
Oh, look. You made it. We've been waiting for so long.
Why are you doing this?
It began 1300 years ago.
Dun dun dun.
Humanity, finding itself on the brink of extinction, undertook a last-ditch rescue plan called Project Gestalt. Do you still not remember, Grimoire Weiss? Then let's give you a refresher.
Boom, 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 boom. Obtained Project Gestalt documents.
Weiss! My mind. I remember. Devila. Popola. You are not human. In fact. Oh no.
None of us are.
Yeah, sometimes the truth can be a real bitch. You want to finish that thought for him, sister? All of us, every person standing in this room, are mere shells created by the true humans.
What? Didn't see that coming.
What are you saying?
This is not my first playthrough. I totally saw it coming.
You still don't get it? You aren't human.
So then humans, I mean, the true humans, are extinct?
No. They still live on. You know them as shades.
Does that make us the bad guys?
Each shade is a twisted remnant of what was once a human being.
Crazy, huh? Now let's skip the part where you stand there with your mouths agape and just get down to business.
Wait.
Sorry, but we're gonna be needing that shell of yours. The rightful owner has been waiting for a very long time. Please don't be angry with us. We are only doing our duty. Our endless existences have a single purpose: to control the lives of others in accordance with the will of the true humans. You have your own motives, your own desires. And we have ours. I fear it really is just that simple.
Don't speak such foolishness.
Sorry.
Okay.
You and us, we're the same. Tools in the hands of a master.
No. I'm not.
Okay, wait. Let's switch up. I should probably try and block that. Ow! Oh no. We're about to make Popola very angry.
Devila? Devila? Are you crying? No! Don't die! You know, Popola, I understand now why we're twins. It's because we were born without souls. Devila, I can't stop the bleeding. Oh God, I can't stop it. This world is too lonely for one without a soul. There's too much emptiness. Our souls are missing. And yet somehow our tears still work. It's kind of weird. Sorry, sis. I love you. Devila! Devila! Don't you go! No, I can't be alone! Devila!
Well, I mean, you shouldn't have stood in our way.
Popola. Let's stop this now.
Stop? Stop? Now you want to stop? You think you have the luxury to stop? You cut down my sister like a goddamn animal and now you want to stop? Popola, wait! It doesn't have to. No one
Hey, Yuki,
stops.
glad you're able to stop by.
It's way too late to stop.
How have you been?
No one stops!
Please, don't do this, Popola! You
Oops.
and Devila were like parents to me!
Those two have watched the world wither from time immemorial. Coolness of such things is difficult.
Oh God, I'm about to die. I need to use something
I
big.
don't want to do this!
And another
I
second.
don't want to fight her!
Stop bitching and start fighting. It's the only way.
Very hot, but you're doing good. I've been doing pretty well. I caught part of one of your streams. God, it's probably been about a week or two ago. You were playing an Alien game. Was that a mobile game?
The bridge!
Blast! We're trapped.
I've got an idea.
Oh snap! Look at that, Emil. Good job.
I fear we're done for.
Nah, Grimoire Vice, we're good.
It'll be all right.
Cool, cool. It looked kind of interesting. I loved
You know,
Alien Isolation, and
when
in
I
some
was
ways it
young,
kind of gave me vibes of that game.
I hated my eyes. And now that I'm older, I hate what my body has become. But there's something else there now. Something like pride, you know? I mean, without all this, I couldn't have become your friend. Goodbye, my friends. Thank you for everything.
Emil!
For so long, all I could do was destroy. But now, I have a chance to save something. No!
It was okay, just very slow pace.
Now get
and
going,
pace of action.
okay?
Kinda weird from here.
Emil.
Don't worry about me. I'm gonna be fine.
I like a lot of the stuff they're trying to do with the Alien universe.
Emil!
I just know that it all hasn't necessarily been successful.
Emil! You jackass, get back here! Emil!
I was kind of interested in like that 4-player co-op game. I think they made. I think
Oh,
it came out
dear.
a year or two ago.
Kaine's so unstable.
But then I
and
just
Vice
kind of
can't
forgot
stop
about
arguing
it.
with people. I hope they can hold it together once I'm gone. Well, I guess they'll just have to learn.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I want to see you again. I want to see all of you again. Just one more time. I'm scared. I don't want to die.
You won, Emil. You got this. Well, maybe not. Although you did kind of like Terminator that. Dun dun dun. It made my dun 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 into dumpling on the closed captions. Do it, Kaine.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, bud, we still gotta save your sister. Wait, let's use... That was a mistake. Go to that button too soon. What was this item over here? Missed it. Damn it. Well, hopefully it wasn't anything too important. Like some kind of powerful recovery item or something. See? Cool, we're stocking up on our healing items before this final boss room. Okay.
Yona!
There we go. Shadow Lord. Which is apparently just our twisted human form. Since we are just a shadow. He's got cape wings. That's cool. I always thought they were more like butterfly wings, but no, that's fluttering like a cape.
This end.
Hold on, we don't need the big heavy sword. Let's use this.
Strike hard. Hold nothing back.
Alright, Grimoire Noir. Time to die.
How can a mere tool hope to stand against the Shadow Lord?
Don't speak in such a manner, fool. I am nothing like you.
Go. Part 1 done.
Be careful!
I know!
Okay. Damn it. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Ow.
Vice, you alright?
Naturally, I'm as fit as a bit.
Wait.
Yona?
Brother?
Yona.
Not you, buddy.
Please, just stop. I don't want to do this anymore.
I don't need someone else's body. I don't want it. There's another girl inside this body. I can hear her. She won't stop crying. She says she wants to see her brother.
Yona's been possessed?
This girl loves her brother too, just as much as I do. It's not right, you know? It's not right that she can't see him. It's you, isn't it?
Yes, it's me. Let's go home.
What are you doing, Yona? Sorry, Shadowlord, we can't understand you till next playthrough.
I'm really sorry. I don't know what to... I'm so very sorry. No matter what. Just know that... I love you.
Hurry. The shade that possessed her is gone.
Alright. Phase 2 of the fight.
Watch over Yona for me. You want me to understand your sadness? You think I'm gonna sympathize with you? I swore to protect my sister and my friends. If someone puts them in danger, they must stand
Can you
aside
land,
or be
please?
cut down. Now come on! Let's finish this!
Ooh.
Vice, what's wrong?
You're freaking me out here, Vice.
Oh god.
Come so. Just do it. Strike the killing blow. No bother. One moment, please.
You okay?
Fine, just fine. All right, no, I'm not.
Vice,
It seems some headstrong idiot has decided to push me beyond my limits. I should have taken that job as a cookbook when I had the chance.
Vice, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Only joking. I hate cookbooks.
But
Let's go. Out of the way. I have one final task to fulfill.
where are you going?
Why, to stop him, of course. But after that, it's up to you. Only you can see this battle to its conclusion. I wish you luck, my friend.
You can't. I swore I'd always fight by your side.
You are an exceedingly stubborn lad. You know that, yes? Perhaps that's why I've so enjoyed our time together. But I fear this is where our journey ends.
Weiss!
Oh, and remember what I told you about using my full name. Well, forget it. I've grown rather fond of Weiss.
Good.
Weiss. I knew you'd come around.
Don't let it go to your head now.
Alright, I was going to try and wait until after this fight to take a short break and go to the bathroom, but the water is catching up to me. So, we will be right back. Okay. We are back. Let's finish this up.
I have something to defend. I have a reason to live. Shadow.
There we go. And with that, we have got ending A of NieR Replicant.
Is Yona all right?
Is Yona all right? Is she? Or is she dead?
Oh God, no.
Oh, please, the girl is fine.
Vice?
Vice? Where are you? Are you okay?
I am as well as can be, considering I have lost my physical form. Doubtless my voice will be the next to go, so listen closely. Your sister is safe. Do not mourn her, and do not give up hope. Instead, you must call her back to you.
How?
Use your memories. Recall the times you spent with her.
Okay.
Present her with proof that the two of you live still, and that your lives have meaning.
I don't know.
Typical. But take heart. I know you can do it.
What's my favorite food? Cookies. What's my favorite book? That's my magic storybook. What's my favorite place? Home with you. What's my favorite flower? The lunar tear, of course. Okay, one more question. Who do I love more than anyone?
Well, that's an easy answer, Yona. It's me.
Is that you?
Yona.
Is this my body?
Yes, Yona. It's yours and yours alone.
You look bigger than before. Like you've grown up.
So do you.
I guess you haven't seen me for a while.
Have I been asleep this whole time?
Something like that.
It's almost like I'm a princess from some fairy tale.
Oh, Yona. I'm so happy to have you back.
Me too.
Kaine.
You and your sister, you have a good life, Kay?
Where are you gonna go?
Guess I'll...
You could stay with us, you know.
Thanks, but I'll pass. You know how it is. I got my own shit to take care of.
What do you mean?
Personal shit, alright? Anyway, take it easy, yeah?
Kaine.
Hey, look.
What are we looking at?
It's beautiful. For the longest time, I heard someone telling me how they wanted to see the light. And now, they can finally see it. Thank you. I love it. It's so sunny today.
Yeah, it sure is.
Ah. There we go. We made it through the first ending of NieR Automata, NieR Replicant. Is there a way to skip credits? Nope. But it goes alphabetically, so we're already to the Fs. We're going to start on playthrough B as soon as credits finish rolling. Come on. Apparently my computer screen's a little dirty. Now we're all the way to the M's. That's like the halfway mark, right? That was the halfway mark. That was 13. Come on. Just let me skip. There we go. So we save. We got ending A. Only took us 22 hours. Load your clear data after completing the game to experience Kaine's story. You can now read a departed mother's diary in your house. Wardrobe has been added to the options menu. New outfits can be obtained by progressing through a departed mother's diary. Change music has been added to the game settings section of the options menu. Have I unlocked any of the wardrobes? Do they initially start out unlocked? Boy, we can't change. Kabuki, Samurai, Yorha, Type S. Let's do this playthrough as everybody is a Yorha. Type A. You can't be. So, we'll have you be just standard old Emil. Okay. Continue.
Whenever I interacted with Kaine, I was reminded about something from my past. Maybe my mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time. Anyway...
Alright, Kaine's dreams. Discrimination. Lots of text stuff on this playthrough. The sound of rain filled the village. The steep cliffs that surrounded the area magnified sound, causing even the slightest drizzle to rattle like a thunderstorm. Thin wisps of smoke streamed from huts as the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, had braved the downpour and was now wandering slowly toward the wooden, hawk-shaped weather vane at the center of town. The wanderer reached the vane, which had existed for as long as any could remember, and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived a shipwreck. Those traits combined with pale white skin to give the face an almost sexless quality. If the beak turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then I... The child blinked. Rain slowly dripped down the young one's short hair and began its long descent to the ground. Come on. Come on! The child felt a slight breeze and watched as the vane slowly creaked to life. Spinning this way and that for a moment, it finally settled with the beak pointing firmly toward the east. East? Really? Before the vane could move again, a jagged rock came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking home against the child's head. The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as a hail of stones began to fall all around. Oh no, they found me. A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face as the stones continued their assault. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder before a voice rang out. Yoo-hoo! Kaine! The voice belonged to Demo, worst of all the bullies in the area. As Kaine struggled to stand, a final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot. Blood oozed from a cut above her eye and blurred her vision, but she could make out the shapes of Demo and his usual gang of idiots. The boy seemed taken aback for a moment by Kaine's seeming indifference to the blood dripping down from her face, but quickly regained his bravado. What's up, freak? You like the rain? You like getting all wet? Or did you finally decide to run away from home? Though she knew it was futile, Kaine turned to leave. Before she could get more than a few steps, the other children scrambled to surround her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kaine knew these were not the only eyes on her. The tormentor's parents watched from the safety of their homes. She was attuned to this sensation. It was one she had experienced many times before. While some villagers simply turned a blind eye to the actions of their children, many encouraged it openly. In a society ruled by superstition and fear, Kaine was something to be hated, and if possible, destroyed. I didn't say you could leave, freak. Demo's words chewed at her like a worm through an apple. He can't hurt me, she lied to herself. Be strong, be brave. He can't hurt me, he can't hurt me, he can't hurt. Oh, look, the little freak is gonna cry. What's wrong? Are you sad that everyone hates you and wants you dead? Kaine prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her away from the world that seemed to have no place for her. But if there were gods, they chose to ignore her. As Demo crept ever closer, the clouds began to thin and the rain slowed. Even the weather hates me. I'm useless. A failure. I wish Demo's rocks had taken my head off. Kaine couldn't meet Demo's leering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away. She could smell the scent of old meat on his breath. The boy grabbed Kaine's face with thick fingers and yanked it upward. She tried to turn away, but he forced her gaze back and jammed his thumb against her eyelid to pry it open. Show me. No. Did you just say no? Demo grinned evilly. You don't say no to me. No one says no to me. Not even taking his attention from Kaine, he called to his cohorts. Come on, guys, let's give the freak what she deserves. As soon as Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kaine. Demo paused, still grinning, as Kaine curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop. I don't get you, freak. What you acting like a girl for, huh? Everyone knows what you really are. Kaine ignored the question, choosing instead to stare at the weather vane. It continued to point east, as if supremely confident about the future it had chosen for her. Go home? Yeah, that's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to. Freak, chanted the children. Freak, freak, freak. Kaine closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. As the clutching hands of the village children closed around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. The rain fell, but the pain never came. Only when the laughter of her tormentors turned to terrified cries did she dare open a single blood-caked eye. Kaine was shocked to see Demo sprawled on the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. You could see blood welling from spaces between his fat, twisted fingers. Oh my god, he's crying. He's actually crying. Deprived of their leader, the other children glanced back and forth between themselves, as if waiting for someone to step forward and take charge. When no savior emerged, they began an uneasy shuffle away from Kaine. But the young girl was the least of their concerns. Instead, their attention was rapt on the ancient woman standing a few feet away. After struggling for breath for a moment, she finally spoke in a voice thick with rage. Hurts like a bitch, don't it? Now I suggest you scatter before I throw another one. And if any of you little bastards ever touch my Kaine again, I'll do far worse than throw a rock. You can count on it. The old woman crouched down and gently touched the hand Demo was using to cover the wound. Before he could think to protest, she ground her palm into the wound and twisted back and forth. Ow! He screamed, leaping to his feet. Stop it! What are you doing? Quit whining and no one ever died from a scratch. You hit me with a rock, you stupid bitch. A big one. That thing could have killed me. The old woman shrugged. Death is the best cure for stupid. Demo's face twisted with rage at her words. Locking his eyes on Kaine, he took a step backward and spat on the ground. Get out. Leave this village. No one wants you here. Either of you. Seeing the old woman grab another stone, Demo and his companions turned tail and ran. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked out a single laugh. Ha! Look at the fat boy go. Guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight. The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kaine. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it around the young girl's shoulders, then produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting at the blood on her forehead. "Oh, Kaine," she said, "why didn't you fight back? You're stronger than that lot." The words of her grandmother stung Kaine, and she turned away. "Don't be nice to me," she said. "I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore." Her tears, held in check for so long, finally began to fall on the muddy ground below. "Everyone hates me. They think I cause bad things to happen. They think I'm a freak. I wish I was dead." As Kaine's tears turned to sobs, she felt her grandmother's hands on her shoulders. Despite her advanced age and diminutive size, she was a woman of surprising strength, and Kaine found herself unable to turn away. "Don't talk like that, girl. It's a river wide and deep that flows between the realms of this world and the next, and it grants no mercy to any that attempt the crossing. You got a duty to fight until your last breath. Understand?" I don't know why her grandma's southern. The old woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice. "You know the pain of losing someone close to you, Kaine. You know because you survived it." As the words hit home, Kaine was struck by the force of her love for the old woman. As a young child, she didn't even know of her grandmother, but when her parents died, the woman quickly accepted her as her own. Grandma, as Kaine called her, was cunning, vulgar, and quick to violence, and their first few years together had not been easy. But with each year that passed, Kaine and her grandmother had grown closer. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood caking her face, that Kaine truly understood the depths of her affection. Here was a woman who had seen hard times, who had seen death, who had fought through all these things and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kaine's pain and loneliness, it was her. "Do I make you sick, Grandma?" "Course not. Don't be an ass." Kaine drew her grandmother's moth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. "But my body, it's not normal. If I was normal, then Mom and Dad wouldn't." "Hush," interrupted Grandma. "I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter and I love you, and if folks have a problem with that, they can just go to hell." With that, the old woman reached out and placed a wreath of dried flowers in Kaine's hair. The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stems or losing a single petal was remarkable, and the beauty of it made Kaine want to cry all over again. "Oh my gosh, these are lunar tears. Grandma, you made this for me?" Lunar tears were legendary flowers. Most people could live their entire lives without ever seeing one, and yet her grandmother had somehow collected a dozen or more. Kaine reached up and touched the wreath as if she couldn't believe it was real. "Where did you find these?" "Just stumbled on 'em while I was out doing the shopping." The old woman turned away as she spoke, leading Kaine to suspect that the search had been more difficult than she was letting on. The pains she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in its construction, made Kaine's heart hurt. She reached up and gently adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her fingers. "Didn't quite turn out right," said her grandmother as she squinted at it. "These old hands have trouble with delicate work, but it sure looks good on a pretty girl like you." Kaine blushed and turned away. You think I'm pretty?" "Course you are. What a fool thing to say." "Thank you, Grandma." Her grandmother smiled. "We're gonna be fine, you and me," she said. "Long as we got each other, we'll be just fine." Kaine took her grandmother's hand in hers, and the two of them struggled to their feet. As they began the long walk home, Kaine gripped the hand with all her might, as if trying to stop smoke from drifting away on the wind. The rain had stopped. Kaine stood beneath the weather vane, watching it spin in lazy circles, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. I don't need to escape. I have a home now. Grandma loves me, and that's enough, even if it's us against the world. Kaine let her gaze drift up past the vane and into the cloudy sky. The last faint hints of a rainbow were slowly fading. As she turned and headed for home, the light scattered into a million particles and vanished, seemingly taken away on the breeze. Kaine's dreams, daily life. In the distance, Kaine heard the steady sounds of an axe striking wood. The noise had a purposeful quality to it, as if she was hearing a master woodsman go about his work. The firewood being produced, however, was as far from a work of art as could be. Pieces of every shape and size were being flung about a barren yard with wild abandon. Anyone trying to stack such wood would probably die of frustration before the job was through. Stupid piece of shit axe. Oh wait. Stupid piece of shit axe. Kaine's grandmother flailed away with the axe, filling the air with both splinters of wood and words that would make the most hardened sailor blush. "Grandma," called Kaine. "That you, Kaine?" yelled the old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment. "Don't get too close, or I might take your goddamn foot off by mistake." She brought the axe down on a piece of wood, sending chips flying in every direction. One spun past Kaine close enough for her to hear the whistle, at which point she decided to step back. Once she'd scuttled to a safe distance, she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted, "Grandma, do you need help? I can get you water or lunch or a new axe or something." The axe, poised to strike another wobbly blow, paused in midair. The old woman considered her granddaughter's offer for a moment, then smiled. "Tell you what, since I'm doing such a piss-poor job of chopping, why don't you come here and take over so I can go get the water? Shades have been restless lately, and I don't want you running into one of them bastards." Relinquishing the axe, her grandmother picked up a long pole with wooden buckets on either end. Gathering water was by far the more difficult of the two jobs, but Kaine knew better than to complain. Once Grandma's mind was set, there was no changing it. Kaine did her best to help with chores, but Grandma took every task that required travel to the village. Though she had a long list of plausible excuses, Kaine knew the real reason. She didn't want her granddaughter to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Once Kaine moved in, Grandma decided to take up residence a good distance from the Eyrie. Out of sight, out of mind seemed to be the best policy when it came to the villagers and her granddaughter. And rare were the days when any but the two of them could be found on the rocky acre of land they called home. Kaine enjoyed the solitude, but harbored a secret resentment that her grandmother was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. After watching her grandmother leave, Kaine turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before in her life, and soon discovered why the old woman hated the chore. Swing after swing of the axe produced only a tiny crack in the wood, and when she finally managed to connect with a solid stroke, the tool embedded itself in the log and refused to budge. Frustrated, Kaine swung the axe around her head and threw it, log and all, across the yard. Damn it, crap. She suddenly understood the joy her grandmother felt in a good curse. Happier now, she picked up the axe, forced it from the wood, and resumed chopping. She had a natural skill with a blade, but the task was challenging, and blisters soon began to form on her small pink hands. This is tough, and my logs are all weird sizes. Spitting on her palms and ignoring the pain, Kaine redoubled her efforts. Just as she was developing a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village. Setting down her buckets with a small sigh, she took one look at the logs and coughed out a wheezy laugh. "Pretty clumsy, girl. You better practice if you..." Her grandmother suddenly collapsed to her knees, causing one of the buckets to wobble precariously. Eyes wide, Kaine dropped the axe and ran to her grandmother's side. "Grandma!" The old woman shook her head and pointed a trembling finger at the bucket. Get the bucket. Can't let it spill." Kaine steadied the bucket with a foot as she knelt by her grandmother. A small bit of water swashed over the side and made a new home in the hem of her dress, but Kaine didn't notice. Grandma, what's happening?" Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulders and shook. After a moment, the woman lifted her arms and batted Kaine away. "Stop that, just stop," she cried, breathing heavily. "It ain't like I'm dying. Just tired from the trip is all." Kaine desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the old woman's shaking hands and worn face told her more than words ever could. Her grandmother had lived a long, hard life, and it seemed the bill was finally coming due. The time when her grandmother watched over Kaine was ending, sooner than either of them had feared. The positions would be reversed. The next morning, Kaine came to the side of her grandmother's bed and took her wrinkled hand. "Grandma, you're sick, and you need medicine. I'm going to the village." The old woman shook her head and tried to rise, but Kaine gently pushed her down. "It's all right," she said. "I'll be fine." Her grandmother fixed her with a gaze that could melt steel. After what seemed an eternity, she finally lowered her eyes and sighed. "Well, I'll like it, goddammit. But I guess I should quit being so stubborn and let you grow up." The old woman watched as Kaine strapped on her boots and made her way down the road to the village. Hours later, as an unseen sun made its way across a dark and rainy sky, she was still watching. Kaine moved at a brisk pace, checking her pockets every few minutes to make sure the money her grandmother gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heels, making sure she wasn't being stalked by a shade. Or worse, Demo and his gang. But she encountered neither tormentors nor shades, and Kaine finally found herself at the entrance to the village. The few adults she could see glanced sideways at her, then muttered to each other behind raised hands before slinking away into the shadows. Her heart racing, Kaine took a series of rapid, shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. "I have to prove myself. I have to help Grandma. I have to be strong." She chanted those words to herself over and over as she slowly made her way. Finally, her eyes settled on a rotund older woman who was angrily waving her arms in the air and telling anyone who would listen exactly what she thought of Kaine's presence. "Hey lady," said Kaine with a bravado she did not feel, "where's the apothecary?" The woman's flabby cheeks shook in bewildered anger. "How dare this thing speak to me?" they seemed to say. But Kaine saw that her eyes held a different emotion. Fear. "Yeah, we're both scared, lady. Trust me on this one." "Which way?" Kaine repeated. The woman pointed at a small building to her right before hitching up her dress and stumbling off in the other direction. Kaine cringed, expecting a stone to come flying from the assembled crowd, but none came. Her mind was filled with a strange sense of pride as she made her way to the apothecary. But the new emotion had little time to take root, for as soon as she opened the door, she noticed a familiar customer at the counter. It was Demo. He'd clearly been sent here on some kind of family errand, because his gang of followers was nowhere to be found. "Oh my god," he sputtered. What are you doing here, freak?" The insult was delivered without force, and Kaine happily ignored it. Stretching on tiptoes to see over the counter, she asked the shopkeeper for the medication. "Ha!" barked Demo. "That old bitch finally keel over?" Go to hell, Demo. The boy's eyes grew so wide, they seemed ready to fall out of his head. But before he could let fly a comeback, or worse, a punch, the apothecary told them to knock it off before he kicked them out of the store. Demo slunk out of the shop, cursing Kaine under his breath. Once he was gone, she allowed herself to breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while the owner prepared her medication. Countless tiny bottles filled the cramped store, each with a label written in some indecipherable language. An ocean of aromas assaulted her nose, creating a scent that was exotic but not altogether unpleasant. Seeing such a variety of supplies gave Kaine a sense of peace. Surely, in a world so vast, there would be a place that she could call home. On the far wall, behind the counter, rested a portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright, vibrant colors, but time had worked its cruel magic and they were beginning to fade. The beauty of the work, however, remained undiminished. You like that picture? Kaine turned to find the apothecary with a small vial of medicine in his hand. His eyes were gentle but sad, and they seemed to stare through her and into nothing as he spoke. That's my daughter. I sketched it when she was just a little girl. She's been dead a long time now. Kaine didn't know how to respond. She just stared at the portrait and tried to come up with the right words. Pictures are wonderful things, continued the shopkeeper. They let the ones closest to you live on forever. He shook his head slightly, then looked down at Kaine and smiled. Handing her the medicine, he reached into his sizable green apron and produced a handful of old wax crayons. You should have these. There's no one left I wish to draw. Kaine took an instinctive step back, causing the shopkeeper's face to darken. Yeah, I've heard the rumors about you, he said. It's a small village and word travels quickly. Between you and me, I'm not sure which of them to believe. But I also don't think they matter much. I know your grandmother, Callie, and I think the way she was driven out of this town is just deplorable. Grandma's name is Callie? Thought Kaine suddenly. She was still mulling this new fact over in her mind as she reached down and gently took the crayons from the apothecary's hands. Your grandmother is an old friend of mine, he said as Kaine scooted away yet again, and I owe her much. I wager she would like it if you drew a picture of her. Yes, I think she would like that very much. Kaine murmured a quiet agreement, but inside her heart was bursting. Never before had a villager treated her with anything but complete contempt. It was a tiny, almost imperceptible step, but it was a step nonetheless. And with enough tiny steps, she might one day discover the rest of the world. When Kaine returned home, she found her grandmother asleep in her bed. Her feet were blackened and raw, even bleeding a bit in places, leading Kaine to think that she had been pacing around the room until exhaustion finally caught up with her. She placed the medicine by her grandmother's pillow and turned to leave, but found the old woman's hand clasped around her arm. Back already, are you? Asked her grandmother with a yawn. Come here and let me have a look at you. Grandma sat up and examined Kaine from head to toe. Finally, satisfied that nothing terrible had befallen her grandchild, she leaned back and allowed herself to relax. Well, how was it? Those bastards give you any trouble? It was kind of fun, said Kaine with a small smile. No, seriously, it was. Fun, eh? Asked her grandmother in a voice which implied she believed anything but. Uh-huh. So, anytime you need me to run an errand, just let me know. As she spoke, Kaine removed the crayons from her pocket. After a brief explanation of their source, she informed her grandmother that she was going to sketch her portrait. A portrait of me? Ridiculous. No one wants to stare at a wrinkled old crone. But Grandma, it'll make you live forever. Oh shit, said her grandmother, throwing back the sheet from her bed. Living forever would just piss me off. Now put those crayons away and help with dinner. But Kaine would not relent, and in the end, Grandma found herself leaning against the wall of their house as if posing for a master artist. Kaine took up the crayons, eyed her subject carefully, and set to work. Just as her grandmother was about to nod off, Kaine finished the piece After staring at it for a bit, she released it from her grip and let it slowly drift to the floor. It's terrible. It doesn't look like you at all. I'm sorry, Grandma. I thought these crayons would, make drawing easy or something. In that moment, Kaine was every artist ever. The old woman's eyes narrowed at her granddaughter's disappointment. Let me be the judge of that, she said, ignoring the pain in her back and reaching for the paper. The sketch could have been a person's face. It also could have been a boulder, or a lump of clay, or an incredibly misshapen loaf of bread, all rendered in a chaotic array of colors. The old woman stared at the picture for a long time, then slowly wheezed out a laugh. Oh, Kaine, she said between laughter, you truly are my blood. You are as clumsy as me, and I love it. But, hush, I won't hear any more bull about how ugly you think it is. It came from the heart, and I will treasure it always. True to her word, the old woman gave the picture a place of honor above the kitchen table. In the days that followed, Kaine would often catch her staring at the portrait with a strange smile on her face. An action she interpreted as silent, mocking laughter. A week later, Kaine could stand it no more and asked her grandmother to take the artwork down. Posh, said the old woman. I'll take this down when they roll me in my shroud. She pondered this for a bit, then turned to Kaine and dropped to one knee. Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way I've never felt before. And it makes me want to go on, so that someday you can feel the same happiness. It was a moment that burned itself in Kaine's memory. A perfect blend of pride and love and joy that came together to form a lifelong remembrance. She swore to never forget this moment, to never forget the old woman who had made her place in the world possible. Time moves on, people and memories move in and out of life like ghosts passing through a hall. But this moment will be different, Kaine swore, because I will remember it forever. Forever. Kaine's dreams, separation. Kaine listened to the sound of crackling firewood and stared at the black object on her plate. She'd been pushing it around the wooden disc for a good 10 minutes, ignoring the bemused stare of her grandmother. Finally, she summoned her courage and gave the object a brief sniff. A sharp, bitter scent flew up her nostrils and made its home there, causing her face to twist with disgust. Grandma, I can't believe you want me to eat a bug. The old woman threw some more wood under the cooking pot and snorted. It's no bug, you fool girl, it's a berry. Why the hell would I be feeding you bugs? Yeah, well, it sure looks like a bug, said Kaine, and I think it's burnt or something, because it smells terrible. With that, Kaine held her nose and threw the berry in her mouth, chewing as little as possible. Oh yeah, that's terrible, all right. Why, you little brat, laughed the old woman. Look at that sass on you. You've been spending too much time with me, and that's a fact. 5 years had passed since the moment when Kaine's grandmother saved her from the bullies. As is often the way with two stubborn people, their relationship had grown in fits and starts, but moved forward all the same. Meals that used to be somber affairs were now filled with laughter and hurled abuse in equal measure. Kaine could not remember a time when she had been happier. Actually, you know what? I realize, as we're probably getting close to the end of these, I mean, we still have a lot left on this one, I should probably turn the webcam off so that all of the words are visible on screen. Kaine could not remember a time when she had been happier. As the years went by, Kaine started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. Her grandmother's legs grew weaker by the day, and she could no longer do many of the chores she used to take for granted. And so this morning found Kaine lacing up her work boots with a breakfast of burned berry rolling through her belly. Where are you going today? Asked Grandma suddenly. Kaine looked up, surprised. The old woman rarely asked for specifics anymore. Well, I was going to check out the kelma trees and see if they were ripe. I thought we could make some jam or something. Oh, and I'm going to pick up some flagstones, so I need to take the wheelbarrow. Flagstones? What in the hell for? Kaine stared at her grandmother, then held out an arm and swept it around their home. Constructed mostly of cloth, rope, and rubble, the old place sagged like a boxer in the final round. Grandma, a dying cat could chew through this house. I'm going to build a stone wall so we have some protection. The old woman laughed, exposing her toothless grin to the world. God damn, girl, if a bunch of thieves want to ransack this old place, let 'em come. We got nothing worth stealing anyway. I'm not worried about thieves. I'm worried about shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday. The old woman tilted her head and stared at her granddaughter. Well, shoot. I don't know why you have to do it today. We can worry about it some other. Grandma, no. If I don't go to the Kelma trees, we won't eat tonight. You know that. A confused expression passed across the old woman's face, and for a moment she was a small child lost at a carnival. Yes, she said after a bit. Yes, of course, you're right. I'm sorry, Kaine. Lately it seems my mind is... She didn't finish the thought. Instead, walking over to her nightstand and gently taking the wreath of lunar tears from the drawer. The flower's petals had aged to a brilliant whiteness, and Kaine thought it was more beautiful now than the day she first received it. You're gonna be a true woman soon, Grandma said as she placed the flowers in the girl's hair. So that means less chatter about shades and building defensive walls, and more talk about how beautiful you've become. Annoyed, Kaine reached up to remove the garland, but the look on her grandmother's face stopped her hand. You're a beautiful thing, said the old woman, and there ain't another like you in all the world. I'm very proud of you. Okay, Grandma, that's enough goddamn compliments for one day. Such a mouth on you. Where did that come from? Gee, I wonder. I'll teach you to sass me, girl, yelled Grandma. Suddenly, she lurched forward and grabbed Kaine by the ears, pulling her around the room with a crazed grin on her face. Grandma, yelled Kaine in a quaking voice. Grandma, stop it. What the hell? The old woman stared at her and blinked, then slowly held her wrinkled hands out as if it was the first time she had ever seen them. Oh, wow, I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry, girl. Sometimes my mind just... Kaine thought the look on her grandmother's face was the most heartbreaking thing she had ever seen. Listen, she began. Maybe I should stay home after all. No, I won't have you stay here to keep an eye on an old codger like me. You go get your fruit and your wall and whatnot, I'll be fine, and when you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you. Kaine rolled her eyes, then kissed her grandmother on the forehead and made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore the worry that was gnawing at the walls of her heart. Kaine could feel the old woman's eyes watching her as she moved down the path. Don't turn around. Don't turn around, she told herself. But in the end, the temptation was too great. She spun on her heel and for one final look and saw a small, bent woman standing in front of a ramshackle hut with a sad expression on her face. God, she looks so old now. It's like the wind could reach down and just carry her away. Kaine worried about her grandmother all day, causing her work to suffer. What little fruit she could collect was tossed carelessly into the wheelbarrow, and she only found a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, as dusk approached, she decided to call it a day. Cursing herself for the lack of focus, Kaine pushed the nearly empty wheelbarrow back down the path. As she crested the final hill, she suddenly froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers and collapsed on its side, sending a few pieces of wrinkled brown fruit rolling back down the hill. Her gaze was transfixed by a thick black cloud that hovered just ahead. Tracing its path with a finger, Kaine suddenly felt her stomach knot in on itself. No. Oh, gods, no. Her grandmother's house was ablaze, the flames licking up as if trying to touch the sky itself. Grandma? Grandma! Kaine ran then, faster than she had ever moved in her life. Once she tripped on a stone and went sprawling into the rocky ground, but she leapt to her feet and continued running, unmindful of the blood that spilled from her wounded hands and knees. As she got closer and closer, Kaine's mind began to race in time with her footfalls. It's too dark. It's too dark, not just fire. Can't be fire, too much smoke. Gotta save her, gotta save her. She burst into the front yard and came to a sudden halt, her worst suspicions confirmed. The smoke from the sky was mingling with the thick, inky blackness of an enormous shade. The massive creature supported itself on 3 twisted feet and achieved balance through means of a large armored tail. Scales, horns, and claws spouted from its body in a random, chaotic pattern, giving it the appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kaine, it let out a roar and flicked its tail, sending small whirlwinds spinning around the yard. For a moment, the creature retreated into shimmering, inky blackness, as if her mind was unable to comprehend that such a thing could actually exist. But then the smell hit her. A blend of rotted meat and excrement, and the horror became real once more. The creature bellowed again, and this time Kaine responded with a scream of her own. "All right, you bastard," she thought as her scream echoed off the high cliffs around them. "It's you or me. Let's go." The shade eyed Kaine with bemused interest. Then it began looking from her to the house and back again, as if urging her to look at the destruction it had so gleefully wrought. With dread building in her heart, Kaine glanced toward the house. Through the smoke and flames, she spotted a small figure, struggling to escape the ruins. "Grandma!" At the sound of her voice, the old woman began waving frantically. "She's alive," thought Kaine. "Alive!" Kaine's legs sprang to life as she raced across the yard toward the flaming wreckage of the house. Before she could advance more than a few steps, the shade opened its mouth and let out a roar powerful enough to uproot trees and send them flying. The blast sent Kaine tumbling through the air before smashing her against the rocky earth. Stars danced in front of her eyes as she tried to remember how her legs worked. Get up! Get up! Get up, get up, get up, get up, now! As Kaine struggled to her feet, the shade stomped toward the house and pinned her grandmother to the ground with the tip of a claw. The old woman struggled to move the claw from her stomach, but she might as well have been pushing a mountain. She coughed briefly, sending a small spray of blood into the air, then collapsed to the ground, her energy spent. Kaine lurched to her feet only to fall back to earth with a gasp. Her ankles were on fire. One or both of them were surely broken. Ignoring the pain that screamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground, leaving a drunken trail of blood and dust in her wake. "Grandma, hold on, just a little longer." Her grandmother's face was turning blue, her eyes rolling back until only the whites were exposed. Kaine pulled herself across the ground with maddening slowness, the distance seeming to increase with every second that passed. The shade glanced between the two women and flicked out its tongue, its giant mouth turning up at the corners. Short, panting breaths belched from somewhere deep inside its core. Bastard, laughing at us. She had no idea how such a mindless creature could experience emotion. But there could be no doubt the shade was taking joy in their suffering. "Yeah, I see your plan." The shade moved its claws slightly, allowing Grandma to breathe again. It was clearly keeping her alive only to snuff out her life when Kaine was close enough to touch her. "I'm gonna kill this bastard." Summoning all her strength, Kaine rose to her feet. Oh, there was a sickening snap from her right ankle as the foot twisted backward, but she forced it from her mind and began to hobble toward the monster. Pulling a small knife from the pouch at her waist, she leapt on the foot that pinned her grandmother and plunged the weapon deep. "Give her back!" she screamed. "Give her back to me!" It was like stabbing a rock. After a few swipes, the knife broke at the hilt with a dull snap. The shade panted laughter again, then raised its tail and sent it rushing through the air toward the young girl that was latched to its foot. Kaine never had a chance. The tail struck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of the home. As she lay on the ground, with blood pouring from multiple wounds, a small, weak voice spoke up. "Kaine." Kaine's vision blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the sound. Finally, her eyes cleared enough for her to make out her grandmother's hand reaching out to her through the smoke. "Grandma? Kaine, you gotta run. You can't best this one." Kaine grabbed the hands and held on with all her strength. "Grandma, Come on, we have to go. The old woman coughed loudly. One of her hands, slick with blood, slipped from Kaine's grasp and thumped to the ground below. Grandma, no. No! I said run, god damn it. You have to live. You have to get through. The thought would stay forever unfinished. Before she could say another word, the shade's clawed foot descended, smashing through the remains of the roof and down upon the shattered figure of the old woman. Blood oozed from the gaps in the creature's toes as the terrible, putrid smell assaulted Kaine's nose once again. She stared at the foot, dumbfounded, convinced that what she was seeing could not possibly be real. When the creature finally lifted its appendage, all that remained underneath was a twisted, unrecognizable mass of rubble and red. Her grandmother was gone. Kaine blinked, trying to feel the hands which had been in hers just a moment before. For a fleeting instant, she could remember the warmth of that embrace, the trembling of the fingers, but then the sensation drifted away on the breeze and was gone. Memories flashed through Kaine's mind, one after the other, faster and faster, until they became a meaningless jangle of noise. Kaine screamed then, a thunderous sound that echoed off the cliffs and seemed to roll away forever. The shade eased forward, black ichor pouring from its mouth and dissolving into smoke on the ground below. The earth shook with every step as it crept toward its prey. Kaine's body slowly rose as if controlled by a mad puppet master. Her arms and legs were bent at impossible angles. Her head lolled dangerously to the side, yet somehow she managed to stand. Staring at the shade, her eyes began to glow with a deep red fire. The creature, so confident just moments before, took a slow, hesitant step backward, trying to discern if this broken human could possibly pose a threat. Kaine seized the moment. Laughing like a madwoman, she leapt into the air and plunged the shattered hilt of her knife deep into the leg of the shade. The shade shook Kaine off like a fly, sending her crashing to the earth once again. Her chest rose and fell slowly, as if a great weight were resting on it. Moist sounds of pain escaped or echoed through her mind. Something warm and thick oozed from her ears. Is that blood? I think it is. I think I'm bleeding to death. No, can't die. Grandma told me to live. Deep inside Kaine's mind, something finally broke. The sound, the pain, the smoking flames, all of it faded away until all that remained was a single incantation repeated over and over again. Kill it. 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 Blah blah blah. Kill it now. As the spark that was Kaine slowly began to flicker and die, she felt her desire to kill and her desire to live blend into one. The distance between heartbeats grew longer and longer and longer. Oh look, there's Kaine as A2.
The beast approaches.
Oh, I know.
Somehow I've already forgot buttons.
What anger this creature must have. How did it even survive these past 5 years?
I'm not gonna let this happen again. It dies today. My sword is lighter.
It's not the blade with the skill of the user. Strike it down.
Hey! One hit, boom. Mayonnaise Dreams encounter. Okay, we're gonna take a short break at this because I gotta go to the bathroom, and I'm probably gonna grab my lunch. So we'll be back in a few minutes, probably closer to 10. All right, we are back. I have food with me, so I might be eating while reading, so bear with me. But here we go. Gently, weakly, softly, the shade, sure that its tormentor was dead, turned and stomped off toward the horizon, stopping along the way to bellow one final roar. Couldn't kill it. Shamed beyond imagining, Kaine tried to turn her head to the side, but only succeeded in coughing up a huge gout of blood. It was getting difficult to see, and only after a moment of fierce concentration did she realize that her left eye was gone. Laughing to herself, she turned her remaining eye to the ruins of her home and noticed a ragged stump of an arm resting a few feet away. Yeah, that's mine, she thought with a mad giggle. This is going to make clapping a real bitch. Ha! Cried a voice suddenly from the depths of her mind. Finally gonna die, are ya? Well, you had it coming. Go to hell, Demo, she thought, at the unseen assailant. Go to hell before I pluck out your eyes and feed them to a dog. The voice of her childhood terror evaporated into smoke, only to be replaced by another, more recent voice. Hold still, said the apothecary, materializing from the ruins like a ghost. I want to draw you, that way you can live forever. No, stop. Don't want to live forever. Want to die right here. I see, he said quietly. Well, if that's what you want. The spectral shopkeeper fluttered in and out of existence for a moment, then produced a piece of paper and sketched quickly. After a few seconds, he turned the page to Kaine and smiled. Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw someone else. It was a picture of her grandmother, real as life. Kaine opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped as the picture began to blacken in the middle. Before she could say anything, dozens of multi-legged insects began to swarm across the image, tearing at it with sharpened pincers. Stop. No, don't hurt that picture. Kaine reached out with her remaining arm and waved futilely at the air. To her surprise, the insects fell off the picture and to the ground below, where they vanished into tiny black tendrils of smoke. Relieved, Kaine turned her good eye back to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. The sketch now showed her grandmother as she truly was, a smashed, unrecognizable lump of nothing. The apothecary smiled, and then broke into a jolly dance. See that? He cried as he danced to his jig. It's perfect now. She looks just like you. Ha-cha-cha-cha. I look like that? Oh, God. Oh, God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Drowning in despair, Kaine laid her head back in the mud and smoke of her ruined house, and waited for the end to come. But just before she let everything go, an unfamiliar voice began whispering in her ear. Ain't you got a wish, sunshine? The voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time. As if insanity had somehow found a way to take form, Kaine wanted to scream as the voice crawled under her skin, but her lungs refused to work. You know, a wish, like a prayer or something. Why don't you get on your knees and start praying to heaven? Please, invisible man in the sky, save me, save me. Finally, Kaine resorted to shouting at the voice with her mind. I'll make wishes. They don't come true for me. I'm a curse. A freak. I should be left to die. The other voice boomed in her ears. Oh God, you are the best. Kaine glanced down and saw a black, shining substance oozing from her eggs. She tried to brush it away, but her remaining arm would no longer respond. The substance slowly crept around her feet, and then began moving up toward the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what it's like? Or is my mind just losing itself? She could feel the slime oozing upward, feel the hot searing pain it left in its wake. Whatever else might be happening, she was still alive, and this was real. Come on, said the voice, let it go. Kaine tried to ignore the voice and concentrate on the pain, but the newcomer would have none of it. Don't ignore me, sunshine. You're ready to give up, ready to die, so why not let me have it? Have what? Your body. Come on. Give it to me. Give it to me. I want to stand on the ground. Feel the rain. Taste the wind. The voice paused, as if licking its lips. When it resumed, it was filled with mad, unabated joy. I want to take your hands and use them to choke the goddamn life out of people. I want to tear out their throats and bathe in the blood, just like before. In response, Kaine shifted her head and vomited. The warmth of it crept down her front and mingled with the pain of the encroaching black ooze. Are you a shade? Yeah, maybe. What of it? The slime reached her face, crept up past her nose, and slowly oozed into the socket of her missing eye. The moment it touched her brain, Kaine was struck by the most powerful sensation she'd ever felt in her life. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight, but all she could manage was a small whispered moan. Feels good, don't it? Asked the voice with a chuckle. Yeah, what can I say? I know how to please the ladies. Now give me that body. Come on, give me the body and I'll give you more of this feeling. It's a fair trade. A black lump began to protrude from Kaine's side. As she watched, it grew longer and thicker, eventually taking the form of her missing arm. I can see better, she thought. My eye must be growing back too. The slime reached up to envelop the rest of her face, but she managed to brush it away. Stop, she whispered, marveling at how she had regained her voice. Stop. The black ooze hesitated, as if considering this request, then quickly shimmered down her body before disappearing in a cloud of smoke. Now what the hell, Sunshine? Screamed the voice. We had a deal. I thought you wanted to die. Grandma said I can't die yet. Brief image of her grandmother, bloodied and broken, flashed before her eyes. She saw the shade that had killed her and heard its mocking laughter, then closed her eyes and forced the image from her mind. Her whole body was quaking with rage. When she opened her eyes, again they burned bright red. That thing took my grandmother. I have to kill it before I die. Kaine glanced down and saw a mysterious pattern. The pattern of shades burned itself into her left arm. Well, I'll be damned, said the voice cheerfully. Look at that, Sunshine. I think you and me are going to be good friends now. Kaine stared intently at her arm. The more emotional she felt, the more the letters seemed ready to puncture her skin and begin infecting the rest of her body. The arm clearly had a will of its own now. Stop. Gotta stop. Holding her left arm in her right, Kaine took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. Come on, don't fight it, pleaded the voice. Hate's my favorite dish and I'm hungry. Let it go. Feel the anger. Burn with the fire of revenge. Thirst for blood. Then go out there and... Shut up, and get the hell out of my body. Your body? Whoa, that's rich, Sunshine. Real rich. Look, why don't you just up and die so I can have this body all to myself? What do you say? I bet those buddies of yours in the area would love to see you dead. Kaine grabbed a nearby shard of glass and tried to saw off the shade-infected portion of her side. Before she could, her darkened left arm grabbed her right wrist, crushing it. Kaine screamed and dropped the shard as the sound of bone crunching on bone filled the air. Stupid idiot girl. You're possessed now, Sunshine, and there ain't no going back. The voice laughed again, a loud, long wail that seemed to go on without end. Possessed? Whispered Kaine. Yeah, possessed. You and me. We've got what you might call a timeshare arrangement. Remember how folks used to think you were a freak? Well, wait till they get a load of you now. Kaine looked up, tears in her eyes. The sky seemed smaller somehow, darker. Is this because of that shade? Is this how they see the world? So, listen, purred the voice. I know this whole possession thing seems a bit sudden, but it ain't all bad. There's plenty in it for you, too. I'm a very powerful creature, Sunshine, and now that power belongs to you. You got enemies? People you want to kill? I can make it happen. That little fat kid who kept picking on you? That big old shade that squashed your granny? We'll wrap them up in their own assholes. No more abuse for you, Sunshine. No more pain. Wait, said Kaine. You're a shade. Why would you help me kill another shade? What, you think I'm some kind of racist? Some killing snob? I don't give a goddamn who you murder, honey pants. I just want to drink from the well. Kaine considered this as she struggled to her feet, the power of the shade coursing through her. The smoke from her house was drifting away with the wind, and she enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze felt on her new left arm. After a long pause, the voice spoke up again. So, how about it? You and me. We could have some good times together. Look, I'll even take care of that bloody part if you don't want. Fuck off, asshole, muttered Kaine. I'll handle the killing. Ha ha! Screamed the voice. Look at you go! Oh, sunshine, we're gonna have so much fun. So, listen. My name's Tyrion, and if you ever need me, well, let's be hanging out in this piece of meat you call a heart. Now get to it. The more you kill, the more your heart turns rotten and sour, and I like rotten and sour. Kaines found herself nodding at the voice. Yeah, she said. Yeah, I think I can make this work. I think this can work. I'm gonna find that shade, and I'm gonna strangle it with its own guts. And when I'm done, I'm gonna do the same to you, Tyrion. Count on it. Ha! Laughed Tyrion. I've shit bigger than you, so good luck with that. Oh, and hey, one more thing. Right now, you and me are sharing this body. But if you ever run out of hate, if you ever, go soft, then I'm gonna take over everything. So keep on killing, sunshine, and watch your back. The voice grew fainter and gradually faded away, fading to somewhere deep inside Kaine herself. Kaine waited until she was sure the voice was gone, then waved her new left arm around a few times. Feels perfectly normal, she thought. It feels like mine. Desperately, she began poking and prodding at the new limb, determined to find something wrong with it. She didn't want it to feel normal. That would mean the creature inside her had already won. I am not a shade. I am Kaine. Repeating this mantra in her mind, she slowly began digging through the rubble of her house, being careful to ignore a certain red-stained spot in the corner. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of heartbreaking work, she found what she was looking for. It was the wreath of lunar tears. Though it had been through hell and back, the garland's petals were bright as ever. Kaine started to place it in her hair, then slowly lowered the wreath and stared at it. Sorry, Grandma. I'm so sorry. But I don't deserve to wear this anymore. I'm possessed, corrupted, a freak. And this time, I don't think there's any going back. Holding the flowers to her heart, Kaine fell to the ground and sobbed. As night gradually lightened to dawn, and the people of the area rose to their daily lives, she remained in that position, as if tears could somehow wash away the horror that now infected her world.
Alive! Stay alive! Stay alive!
Grandma.
Kaine, you gotta live! You gotta come back to us!
Oh, hey. Emil, you were the one calling me, weren't you?
You still recognize me?
Of course. I knew you right away.
Thank you, Kaine.
Welcome back, Kaine.
Wow, you grew up. So, how long has it been?
5 years.
Choked on my own spit there. Holy crap.
Shit. That's a long time. Any luck with Yona?
We are still no closer to finding her. We need a way to locate the Shadow Lord.
By the way, this is for you.
Is that a lunar tear?
It's not as good as your grandmother's, but I tried.
No, it's great. Thank you.
Kaine waking from her long petrified sleep. Emil's unflagging kindness. Our reunion was a happy one, and we let it wash over us like rain. That is, until Devila and Popola had to go and ruin it all. Are you kidding me? You can't be serious!
Devil and Popola ruin everything.
Please, try to understand. People are tired and scared, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to bear the brunt of that.
This is crap, and you know it!
It's okay. We can sleep outside.
No one's sleeping outside. You and Kaine saved this village, and now they want to run you out?
People are afraid of us. And really, I understand. I mean, look at me. As long as you're still with us, I can deal with it. Right, Kaine?
I'm used to sleeping outside.
But...
We'll see you later.
Sorry about this.
What is the matter?
Kaine always sleeps outside. I never thought about that until just now. Never even occurred to me. Damn it.
We should turn in.
Yes, we should.
I didn't get much sleep that night. For the first time in my life, I hated Devila. For the first time in my life, I doubted Popola. But those feelings are pointless in the end. They said and did what they did for the sake of the village. To protect it from the horror of the Shades. Really, how can I blame Devila and Popola? In the end, I'm just as bad. Because I never once stopped to think about Kaine and Emil's situation myself. I should apologize to Kaine and Emil. But what good would that even do?
I got a fire going, Kaine.
Wait, is that...
Campfires are weird, aren't they?
I love this part.
I'm so happy to get to talk to you again, Kaine.
Yeah, me too.
I tried everything I could think of to save you, you know. I polished you with a special cloth. I poured warm water over you.
Wait, you poured water on me?
Yeah, but it didn't really do much except make you all shiny.
Hey, Emil. Thanks for saving me.
I guess you noticed how I look different now.
I'm sorry, Emil. I'm sorry for all of it.
Well, I mean, this new form isn't all bad, you know? At least I can look at you when we talk, right? Hey, so why don't you tell me something about yourself?
I'm not very interesting. Sorry.
Come on, I just want to know you better. Please?
Fine. This all happened when I was a kid. Before the whole shade possession thing. My body is... different. And when the villagers found out about it, they started treating me like a freak. But one person, my grandmother, accepted me just as I was. No matter how bad things got, she gave me the strength to keep going.
She's really special to you, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, hey! That gives me an idea. Since we cured your petrification, we should start looking for a way to cure your possession in my body. I know we can do it if we all work together.
Good idea, Emil.
Heck, it'll probably be super easy.
Let me guess. More warm water?
Okay, can we just forget I told you about that?
Uh-huh. Bro, you told a woman you poured water on her and wiped her down with a special cloth. She ain't gonna let that go. Caleb told me a story before bedtime the other day about a husband and wife with matching red bags. He said they fight all the time, but also get along
Sleep
great.
well?
Sure.
And yet your red eyes tell a different tale. Don't be so hard on yourself, lad.
I need to go see Devila and Popola.
Very well.
Let's pick up these items. Gold Moonflower Seed. What is our weapon completion rating at? 87%, huh?
What might that be?
It's Mom's diary.
I've not heard you speak much about your mother.
She got the Black Scrawl and died when I was little.
My apologies for bringing it up.
It's all right. I can barely remember her face anymore. This is the only thing I have left of her. Reading it helps remind me of when we were still a family.
I see.
But the final entries get a little strange.
In what way?
Well, here, take a look.
So we gotta collect 3 weapons from here. So I figure we'll do that.
Can you not hear me?
And now we are Papa NieR.
Why are you standing about like a slack-jawed ninny?
Sorry. Felt like I was dreaming or something.
Sleeping on one's feet is quite the talent indeed. Come now, there's the door.
Right. Let's go.
Yes, I want to go through the door. Because I figure, I don't know how long these will take, but we can get these done hopefully today before 1 o'clock when we switch over to Teamfight Tactics with Matt. But, God, what was I saying? Then we only have to like really worry about story stuff, and if I've missed any weapons, I'll figure out which ones they are and where they're from, and we'll get those taken care of too. Because all these are is just chains of fights. I don't feel like they'll take that long. Like we might even be able to start more of a story and get farther into B. Because luckily, since this is a B playthrough, unless the cutscene has changed, I'm gonna be skipping and speeding through stuff. Because if we get any more of those like freaking book reading sections, they'll take a while if they're new, like for Kaine or Emil streams or their story. Because I'm not gonna lie, I think that first section of reading for Kaine was close to half hour or 45 minutes. Take medicinal herb, time 3. How many waves of enemies? The Black Scrawl, a lost destiny. A white book, a false truth. I feel like each one of these is probably set up with like 3 waves, or like 3 different areas of enemies. That was easy. Take medicinal herb times 3. Devil and Popolo went back home. That made me lonely, so I ran around singing songs as loud as I could, but then I got kind of weird and scary, so I stopped. Soldiers of Salt, calling forth white death. They are legion, those who plunged the world into darkness. Come on. Obtain the one-handed sword Fool's Embrace. Okay. The dragon's corpse brought death to the world, delivering unto it the power of magic. It is hard to see. Oh crap. Ooh. Ooh. Double maybe. Okay. Take medicinal herb. The black sickness stains the future. They return. They journey to return to soulless vessels. Whoops. Oh, that was my bad. I can platform. Shit, maybe I can't platform. Oh my god. Come on. So many medicinal herbs. Oh, wait. Take that. Okay. Back to platforming. Come on. And I enjoy platformers. Why are they doing this to me? Fucking, are you kidding me? You piece of shit. Why? Oh, come on. What was that? Come on. At least, like, the reset point is there. His hitbox is like a pill shape, kind of like freaking Crash Bandicoot's in the remaster. Suck on that, jerk. Obtained the Kabuki outfit. Earned 1,000 experience points. So much XP. Alright, there's door 1. Let's go to door 2. Got a letter from Emil. He said Caleb was really super strong and really cool. I hope I can see him kick butt someday. The apocalypse divided the world in two. One that knows not day and one which has never seen the night. Ow. Hey, bit of advice. Oh, I can't use magic in this room? Okay, I can't use left trigger either. Ooh, medicinal herb times 5. Black and white, 13 packs. The vessel's forms waver as they cross time and space. Ooh, a titanium alloy.
It seems we have been shut in.
Another titanium alloy. I honestly didn't know you could get normal items from this stuff. Or if I did learn that last time I played the game, I don't remember it. Come on, P3.
It seems we have been.
I guess we're not going to fight P33. More medicinal herbs, though. Once I finish my secret dish, I'm going to feed it to Caleb. Then he'll see how helpful I can be. A song of man has been drowned out. In its place, the scream of something inhuman. Wait. Come on. Let's go. Two-handed sword, fool's lament. The sky falls with the dragon. The world ends this day. Wait. Will not hit me with that. Not when you guys come at me one at a time. I lied. You will hit me with that. Come on. Oh, snap. Okay. Oh god, there's multiple ones of you. Come on, just chip away a little bit at a time. Oh. I should maybe bump up the power of my magic stuff too. With words, now that I think about it. Let's do that. Word edit magic. Dark whirlwind. Armor break? Yeah. Actually, no, let's not go armor break. What do we have for magic power? Gabu? No, this one will go armor break though. Come on. Shit. Come on. Hey Bridget, it's going pretty well. We got ending A, so now we're working on collecting. Well, we haven't gotten far into ending B at all because there's so much story to read with like Kaine's dreams and stuff. I don't know how long ago you said that, so I'm hoping it wasn't too long ago. But right now I'm just doing the DLC, I guess, kind of in a way, so that I can collect all the weapons, so we'll be ready for our ending C playthrough after we get into the B done. but also because we're switching over to TFT in about 50 minutes to and playing with Matt. So I figured this would be a good like thing to try and get done, and then whatever we don't get done, I mean, once we get done, like however much time we have left, the puppet priest collects the accursed prayers and polishes the vessel. We can use it to well, it's kind of DLC. It's stuff where you play as Papa NieR, and it's just 3 different like series of battles. And however much time we have left until 1, we'll start blasting through story to get to ending B. Oh, are we playing? Is this like a on the rails shooter? But how's your day going? Pretty good. You're ready for coffee? Good. Oh, I tried to mute for that. Yeah, so I mean, like, they all kind of involve saving the sister. Ending A, you save the sister, and that's pretty much it. Ending B, you get a little more information into the, like, shades side of things. And then I don't really want to say ending C or D because those are kind of big spoilers. Because there's not a whole lot between ending A and ending B beyond you get, as you do play through B, you get the shades perspective. But C and D have like a whole thing, so. I'm hoping it's just one lap. Please be just one lap. Please tell me I didn't miss anything. Yes. Obtained the samurai outfit. Damn. That was a chunk of stuff we got. Alright, on to the third and final door. You sense something terribly sinister beyond this door. May be difficult to endure what awaits on the other side unless your soul is at least level 33. What is my soul at level? 29? Hey, we'll come back when we're level 33. And we will, I don't know, maybe we'll hit that on our third playthrough. We'll see, we'll see.
My word.
Something wrong?
I feel as if I've just awoken from a most unpleasant dream.
I know what you mean. That happens to me whenever I read it.
Okay. So we're definitely missing a weapon. Okay, hold on. One-handed swords. I'm gonna do something real quick. NieR. Stop it. NieR Replicant version 1.22 weapon list. Okay. Ow. So, for one-handed weapons, we should have Ancient Overlord, Beastbane, Blade of Treachery, Earthworm's Claw, Faith, Fool's Embrace, which we got, Iron Pipe, Labyrinth's Whisper, okay, Lily Leaf Sword, yep, Moonrise, yep, Nameless Blade, yep, Nirvana Dagger, yep, Phoenix Dagger, I know I have that, yep, and Rebirth. Okay, so we have all of the one-handed swords, two-handed weapons. Axe of Beheading, Beast Lord, Fang of the Twins, Fool's Lament, Iron Will, Kusanagi. That's what we're missing. Labyrinth Song. Reward. Facade Quest. Complete disturbing the sleep of the king. Okay. I'm pretty sure the only spear we're missing is the Fool's Accord, but Beast Curse, Captain's Holy Spear, Dragoon Lance. Yeah, Fool's Accord. Okay. Perfect. Well, we know there's a quest in Facade that we have to do.
Hey.
Oh, hi. I kind of...
I understand you're doing this for the village.
Pretty much, yeah. But look.
I'm headed there next. Oh, and...
Yeah?
Sorry about yesterday.
You don't need to let Emil and...
Alright.
Alright. Okay, Popola, what you got for us?
Popola?
Oh,
Look,
stop.
Yeah, you're just trying...
It's very...
Ahem.
Oh, you know about...
The temple.
That's it.
Oh,
But the
So,
but...
yes. It took a lot longer. I also asked them to provide a... The ferryman will let you... That should make it easier.
Thanks, Popola. I feel like you... I'm really... Alright.
And for the love of it...
Okay.
path above the...
To the Lost
Excellent to know
Shrine.
the canal is finished. Hopefully this puts our days of running all over behind us.
Oh,
The
Vicey.
faster we can move, the faster we can save Yona. Let's use it as often as we need.
Hey!
That red...
Hey, shh.
Apparently.
Oh yeah.
Thanks. Anyway.
To the Lost Shrine rear path. All right.
The Lost Shrine's up ahead, just past this cave.
As well as the Shadow Lord's castle.
Let us make haste.
Caleb made a new friend, and guess what? He's a king! I wish I had some friends. Yeah, we didn't treat Yona fair. Hansel. What do you want? Go away, dirty, defective swine. I'm not like you. I'm different. Bum, bum. Bum. You again? Stop bothering me. Grimoire Vice has been taken away. Hansel is dead. There's no reason for me to exist anymore. My life is over. Just leave me alone. What?
Ain't you excited, sunshine? We finally get to bathe in blood.
Don't talk to me.
I want to kill so bad I can barely stand it.
Ooh, Twisted Ring. Hell yeah, let's go.
This is all too easy.
You don't know that, Vicey. this through. That way. Some of these puzzles are a lot easier than other ones. Vice did just jinx us, didn't he? Oh, gotta love it. Also, Bridget, apparently we need to watch some of the earlier episodes of Bluey. The season that's on Disney Plus. Turn back! Turn back!
What's with these guys?
Certainly not your garden variety, Shades.
No, they're not.
Their bodies aren't fully functional.
Say, I've heard of this. A cursed area where incomplete shades gather.
What have you heard of this place, Tyrion? Sorry, not on Netflix, on Disney Plus. We gotta watch some of the early episodes of Season 3 of Bluey. Because we've only seen stuff since Past the Parcel. We gotta apparently watch episodes before Past the Parcel. Additional herbs. Yes, let's fight these guys. This is like a nice chunk of XP room, hopefully. Needing to reach level 33. Gotta take whatever XP we can get. Boom. Elaborate machine this time. Ooh. Treated you all poorly. I mocked you, betrayed you, all because you were in Gestalt before the change was complete. But after all this, I think I can understand you. I think we can speak as equals. This makes me very happy. I hope we could spend the rest of our life. What was that?
Kaine, Emil, look, from now on, I'm going to sleep outside with you.
Why?
I can't accept that you aren't allowed in the village. It's stupid.
Shoot.
So you're staging a protest?
We're gonna get to this
Why?
save point up here.
Don't waste your time.
I just realized I made a joke about it.
That's really nice of you, but
To
you
Matt?
still don't have to stay out here with us.
I didn't update my teamfight tactics.
You've got a super important mission. You can't
And I
sleep
need to
out
do
in
that.
the rain. What if you catch a cold? Besides, I like camping with Kaine. Sometimes we sit around the fire and tell stories, or roast.
Emil, that's enough. I got a fucking image to maintain.
We seem to be surrounded by a mob of helpless puppies.
Just kick them aside.
Actually, no. I think we can. I think we can finish up this part, and then we can. Still have time to do that stuff. Oh. Don't you touch them. Don't you touch them.
What's going on? There's dozens of them!
Stop, little ones. They're too strong for you.
These are creatures of the darkness.
I gotta make sure I'm
Lure
reading
them
what
to
the
light.
shades are saying, since they don't really say it.
Pathetic to the end, I see.
Aim for that statue. It's the leader.
I am not their leader. It is I who rely on them. It is they who saved me. Stop hurting my friends.
Oh, you're funny. I'm gonna start crying here.
Foolish creatures. You cannot hope to best me.
These little bastards just keep coming.
These creatures cannot abide the sun. Lure them into the light.
Yeah, it's when you start doing Indian Beta you realize maybe you aren't the good guys.
Have you felled the beast?
Those are my friends.
This is one stubborn son of a bitch.
Damn it, damn it, damn it!
Hey there, sunshine. You ain't feeling bad this week, are ya? Ain't no turning back now. You got a lust for blood. Embrace the slaughter. All we know is the thrill of battle. Ain't that right, Kaine?
Jesus. I mean, at least you guys can hear tears stuff. Oh!
Kaine!
Oh, you're kidding me!
Kaine!
You're holding the spear a little funky. NieR. You're holding it more like a sword.
Kaine! Are you alright? Kaine!
I fear there is little we can do for her.
No! Kaine!
It's all over for you, sunshine.
Kaine! Kaine!
She changed clothes.
It's Kaine's shade!
With no other choice, we must strike it down.
Kaine! Come back!
Oh dear.
Kaine! Kaine!
Kaine!
I can't be.
We're always going. If you transform again, we'll just stop. I don't care how. I like sleeping outside because I'm with you. I'm able to ignore my appearance. I'm weak and I'm sick. You're my friend, and I need you. So don't you dare leave me.
All right. And
I'm guessing I had an internet spike.
Over there.
Obtained a
And
mysterious
what is
stone fragment.
this?
It's me. It's got some kind of writing on it, but I don't know what it says.
How remarkably useless of you. Well,
Let us indeed go ask Popola.
It's a cipher of some kind.
can you determine its meaning?
I think this is the key to unlocking the Shadow Lord's castle. Here, I wrote this. Given there's sack the law, the mem loyal the law, and but
Not a... If we want to fill...
Oh,
They're just...
it's a
Yeah, well, you'll...
but how?
Because... The junk heap...
Please be.
Junk heap in the forest of myth.
Oh, and listen about Kaine and Emil. The villagers know how much they've sacrificed, and they're thankful. It's just they're scared, you know. People can't change overnight. I'll hurry them along the best I can. But can you please give them a little more time?
I'll try.
Alright, let's go save. We'll head for the forest.
Popola said we...
you will forgive.
But we're not gonna head there right now. Oh, come on. Let's go save, and then I'm gonna take a short break to go to the bathroom. But then we'll be back. There we go. Saving, operation complete. Yep. So I'll be right back. All right. We are back. I'm going to put it on just the chatting screen for now because we're done with NieR for the day. We got about 10 minutes before I think Matt's going to be on for TFT. So I'm going to pop open my Riot client so we can start getting that downloaded. Are you sad we're done with NieR? Don't worry, we'll still play it. We got more to play. It probably won't be until Tuesday, but we'll be back to it. Don't you worry. Alright, update. Hopefully it's not gonna be a big one. I'm sorry you're a little bit disappointed, Bridget. But it's okay. It is okay. Or it'll be okay. But actually, stream is gonna go down super quick. I really enjoy the banner with TFT. So think you still have a hard time following us. It is a lot of top-down chaos. Stream's gonna go down for probably about 30 seconds while I switch over what we're playing. But we will be right back.